Welcome to Roxtalks, the podcast that helps network marketers grow their business on social media. I'm Roxanne Wilson.
And I'm Taryn Soa, your social media sidekick.
Hey,
Was that better today?
It's always good, but you're not as serious. You were very serious earlier.
Yeah, I was just getting into the zone last time. It was. Now I'm in podcasting zone.
Okay, she's ready. She's ready for us, and what a great time to be ready for it because, as you know, the third annual Social Media for Network Marketers Summit just closed.
Yes, the beginning of this month. That first week was a powerhouse of knowledge came at you guys. Like, how are you feeling after all of this? Like, that's what I'm really wanting to know because we've heard nothing but great feedback.
Absolutely. How am I feeling or how are they feeling? Was that
how are they feeling? But how are you feeling?
Yes, we want to know how you're feeling. So message us, let us know. I feel it was the weirdest feeling this time for the summit. It just gelled. And I'm going to give you a lot of credit for that, Taryn. It just gelled very naturally. It felt very good. And so as a result, it felt seamless. It was just, I don't know, maybe when you're 3, you do better than your terrible 2s and your new ones. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But it all felt good and really focused. And that made a difference. I think it made a difference not only for us, but it made a difference for those who attended.
I agree. Like it almost, when you're kind of like in a like launch or some sort of event, it feels a little chaotic and it just like happened and links went out and they were correct, I think, for the most part. Like I didn't get many messages.
One told us. They were. It's true. And, I felt okay with leaving town as it closed.
Yeah.
That's how good it was. So it was, one of the things feedback we got, which I just really loved, one of our, so we really made it clear that this was not necessarily for the Social Stories members. This was for people who are looking for new strategy, looking to understand things, frustrated with what they're doing. Maybe they don't understand social media. They're new to network marketing, all the things, right? But it was more for the newbie. And what we did this year that we've never have done is really break down my success blueprint and break down the Social Stories success blueprint and use that as the blueprint for the summit. So everything that was at the summit supported what we do. I put the heater on. Hang on. That's not a thing. Okay. What we do, but then also we actually gave you the first few steps of the 6-step blueprint.
Yeah. We covered ground zero. Mm-hmm. And then 1, 2, and I think we dabbled into 3 a little bit. Level 3.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm. And so I think that was really, I remember when you first said, what do you think about this? And I thought, what? But it was so right. And one of the biggest struggles that I have in making sure that the biggest challenges I should say, in making sure that like network marketers across the globe get it, is that everyone wants to come in a lot further along than they should be. So everyone wants to come in like with reels. Everyone wants to come in with like, okay, I'm ready to sell my product. And it's like, wait, you have to do all of these things beforehand. And what I find is that when we're offering like a workshop or something, if it's not something that's one of those other like reels or something, people are not as apt to come in because that's what they think that they need. And so what I really loved about the summit is people came in going, I just know I need it. And we said, okay, we're starting at ground zero with Italia Elena talking to you about your brand and with DeSola Davis talking to you about the customer journey and, and me breaking down how it all works. And that you were receptive to it. You took it. Like, I'm just really happy. I can't, it makes sense for us. So I'm happy and I'm full and complete as some of our peeps, because it really went so well. It really did.
It did. I've been a part of a lot of different summits behind the scenes and like attending them. And the biggest pain point that I would run up against is there's all these like random topics, but nothing really got you like a result. Mm-hmm. And then you felt like you couldn't watch them all. And then you're upgrading to the pass, which is awesome. Like, so you're like, okay, I'm going to like dig into this later, but you still didn't have a sense of direction that you were going. So when you're ready to dig in it later, you're like grabbing these sexy topics you want to listen to. And you're like, wait a second, how does this fit into the big picture? of what we're talking about at this summit. And so we definitely went the direction of let's give these people a path, just like we teach in social stories, like a path to success. We're not trying to confuse you. And well, we're going to talk about reels over here on day 1. And then day 4, we're going to talk about like how to talk to your target audience. Like we strategically put everything in order, and we gave you guys enough time to just digest it. And what's nice too is action pack holders do have time to go back, and it's in order. It's all there for you. So
which reminds me, I got an email from someone saying, how can I still watch it? I'm going to send it to you. You can tell them what you want. Okay. But I do, I am, yes, I think that was so great. And so there were one social stories member in general, in particular, she has had some health problems, and it's really like knocked her off of anything really for months. And we all know that when you stop doing your network marketing business, when you stop doing social media and you try and get back, it's hard. Anything you stop, it's no longer in a forward motion and it goes to zero, then it's like pushing it back again. And she said, we had office hours recently, and she's like, I just want everyone to know, she's like, the summit brought me back to life. And I was like, she's like, this is exactly what I needed. And then there were, some social stories members who have changed companies, so they need to start redoing everything, and they were able to do it that way. And then there were just so many people who attended the summit who weren't in social stories ever, who were like, wow, I get it. Wow, I'm ready for this. Wow, I need it. And I loved the emails they were sending back to me, because some of them were just very like, but then they're like, I get this. This makes sense. Finally, I know. And our biggest thing is really to empower you, right? And so I really believe that we did that in a powerful way. So I'm very happy. Happy, joy. What are some takeaways that people who missed the summit, like what's some FOMO we can give people?
I think like the biggest FOMO, so we had our Facebook group for the event as well. It's still there. You can still join and hang out with us for free. But what I was hearing people say, the attendees, was like, they just had like aha moments with day 1. Day 1 was the biggest aha. I think also day 2 and 3, they had takeaways, but day 1, like just made it all click for the first time in a long time for them. So just knowing what the steps were to be successful in social media, because exactly what you said, people want to start with reels, but there's so much more you need to do before you even waste your time on reels. So they were like, oh my God, thank you for like making this make sense. Like DeSola explained like the customer journey. You find someone on social media, how do you get them to be a customer? And she went over that step by step. So that was getting so much praise in the group. And your talk was getting a ton of praise in the group, which was awesome. And just so many ahas. And it made me feel like, oh, okay, this was good. This impacted people the way we wanted it to impact.
It really did. It really did. I'm excited to see where it's going to go and grow. And that's the most exciting thing, right? A lot of people join social stories after that. And I cannot wait to see where they are in a year. Because I think what we do is we think, okay, I did this summit or I did whatever the thing is. And then we're like, okay, I'm going to run off and I'm going to implement it. And I'm going to be really frank with you. I know that most people who do the summit, even with the aha moments, even with the excitement they have, if they don't have that support step by step to get to where they want to go with that strategy, they ain't going to get there. That is probably the thing that kind of hurts my heart the most at the end. It's going to be hard because you need the support and you need the feedback and you need the coaching and you need the community to make that happen.
Yeah.
And so what happens is we're all like hot and sweaty and excited about it. And then a month later, we're not as excited about it. We lose a little bit of focus. We're told, hey, let's do this. Are you posting 5 times? And what you're doing is probably not working because you weren't being consistent. And then the next thing you know, you're back where you were before. And I think that with everything that's happened lately, I'm big on moving forward. I mean, that's me. That's just me to T, right? Anyway, but a movement and making things happen or allowing things to happen. And so by just saying that when you have a goal, that's not going to get you there. By just understanding, oh, this is how social media works, that's not going to get you there. You need that. You need the You need the direction. You need all those things. So I guess to me, my excitement is really that so many people realized that and said, I'm going to invest in myself. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it. At the end of the day, when you think about how much it costs to be in social stories, do I know that people who are in social stories will make back that money?
In a week. Instantly. Like, it is probably priced ridiculously low.
It is. In fact, and every one of my masterminds, my coaches, they're like, that's too low. I'm like, I hear you, but it's where I want to live right now. But do I know that you're going to make that money back? Absolutely. And then tenfold, if not more than that. And so but I do think that oftentimes as network marketers, we are in that mindset of we shouldn't have to pay for anything else.
Right.
So it's that belief that I invested in my business and then everything should just come to me, right? Like it just, and personal development is something that we shouldn't be putting a price on, honestly, but we should, not that I'm saying it should be free, but like personal development is invaluable. And the things you learn from network marketing are, they're invaluable, but getting that coaching about specific aspects of your business that you realize maybe you have room for growth in is an important thing. I just went on a tangent, but I was just thinking about that. Because you know what? Did you ever end up reading the surveys from people who didn't?
No, I was going to read them last night. And I just, like I said in our last episode, I'm a zombie at night now. So I haven't read them yet.
She's a zombie. There was one. Should I share it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we did is we sent a survey out to those who didn't join social stories just to see like, why didn't you join? Because we're always feedback is a good thing. And one person said, make it free or put it part as a free bundle. And I was like, I actually kind of want to,
they're anonymous, so I don't think we have the email, but.
Oh, are they? Okay. That bums me out because there's someone else who I think I wanted to touch base with. But anyway, I just wanted to say to her,
are you going to take action when it's free? Like you went to the summit, like, let's see if she or he takes action on what we did provide for free.
Exactly. One of the things I tell my clients is that they should not be giving away free samples. And it shocks people. And I'm like, don't stop. I'm like, stop giving away free samples. Make them have some skin in the game. Either make them pay for stop calling a sample, but or call it a sample. I don't care, but make them pay for it or make them pay for the shipping. I'm big on this.
Yeah.
Because how many of you, let's be honest, have a sample somewhere in your purse or in your house that you've never tried? Like you get the perfume samples when you walk through the store, or when we don't pay for it, we do not value it.
Well, and the only time I've used a sample is food because I'm hungry right then and there. Right. Yes. But I remember I lived in Chicago for a while, so there'd be free samples on the side of the street, which sounds really sketchy now post COVID times. But I would never then go buy what I sampled.
No,
it was good. Thanks for the little ice cream snack at 10 o'clock in the morning. But then I never went back.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. And so my point is that when we pay for something, we take it more seriously. I hate to say that, but it's true. And honestly,
it is.
We pay for more. If you spend more money on it, you respect it, you treat it better, you take it more seriously than the thing you don't pay for. You pay for less, right?
It's extremely true. Like in my life, anytime in my business, in personal development, anytime I paid for something, I got the results I was searching for because I'm like, I need to get this money, make it worth it. I put XYZ in, I'm getting that result that they're promising.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'll go one further for anyone who's into energy in any way. The energy that someone puts out when it's something free, as opposed to when it's something that they're getting paid for, is also different. You show up differently when someone is paying you for it than if someone is, and then it's something that's free. It just is the way that it is.
When there's a transaction, an energy transaction that happens, you purchased it and then it's you're kind of absorbing that energy, where if it's free, you're like, I'll do it later.
Exactly.
It's there for me.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's the same way, when you watch something live or the replay, honestly, as well too. I'll watch the replay. And how many replays do we have that we need to watch, right?
Never.
But when you show up live, there's something different about it. So I think, so I say that, but I wanted you to know when I say that, I don't say that just for like, yeah, I'm not going to give you my free, the summit was free. Let me just remind everyone the summit was free. But I say that because I want you guys to take your business seriously as well too. And if you're taking it seriously, you're charging for samples. You're not giving everything away. You do not need to give your product away for free to get someone to become a customer. You just don't.
Yeah.
There's that.
And that's a great point. I love that we kind of called that out. And maybe some of you who are at the summit aren't ready for the next step. And I think that's fine too. And a lot of times when we welcome people into Social Stories later in the year, we realize they came from the summit originally.
So true.
And so maybe you're taking time to like really put into action the things that we had talked about, and Social Stories will be there for you when you're ready, or someone else's program. We're not saying like you have to come hang out with just us. Like there are other options. We just hope that you take action.
Yes. Cause then, listen, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I learned that. I'm like, I'm not for everyone. Okay. I need to show that I am not for everyone. But if I am for you and you're like, now wasn't the time, that's awesome. Keep listening to the podcast. Like there are things that you can do. And maybe that's, if you didn't join Social Stories, there are things that you can do that can keep you into action. So when you're ready, we will be there for you. So keep listening to the podcast. That's a big one. If you're not following Roxtalks on Instagram, follow Roxtalks on Instagram. Just soak up anything that you can that we're offering so that you can keep in that system, and then stay in the free Facebook group. I don't know how active it's going to be honest, but at least you're there and you'll hear about things that are going on. And if you're not on the email list, get on that as well too. That's what I'd say to that.
Exactly. Like the places where you're going to see us the most: podcast, Instagram, and email list. We are up in the air about the Facebook group. We kind of keep it going in action for live events, so you guys have somewhere to hang out. But if you really want to like stay up to date on what's going on with us, Instagram is where it's at.
Yeah, for sure. And then if you did join Social Stories, listen, Linda, be active, but keep the balance, right? I know we get it. Like, I got to do it all. Like, take your time. You know that this is set up for a year for you to really dive in bit by bit by bit. Overwhelm is not, it's not a place we live here, right?
No.
So yes, be active, but be active in a sense that it works for your life, because I promise you Social Stories can work for your life. And as long as you keep moving, no matter how fast you're moving, you're not ahead, you're not behind, you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Exactly. And this is the biggest thing that is juicy about Social Stories. Come to the live office hours. If that's all you do, well, we do want you to do the Success Blueprint. But those office hours are what will help keep that momentum. And even if you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't get as much done, like I'm not going to come to the office hours because Roxanne's going to think like I'm not taking this seriously. No, we will help you. Roxanne, will help you get on a track that's meant for you. She can help you customize it for you. And now I feel like I'm pitching Social Stories, which was definitely not our intention with this episode, but I feel so strongly about it.
Yeah, not our intention, but I think it's next steps of the summit. That's what it comes into. So if you were at the summit, you went in two ways. You either joined Social Stories, or you didn't. If you didn't join Social Stories, keep in touch with us so you can keep that momentum and that encouragement. So I'm in Jed, what is that? James Wedmore. What was I going to say? Oh, James Wedmore. And I'm in his coaching program. When I first joined it, which was a leap of like, I was terrified faith. I'll tell you that story one day. But I then was like, I want to be in the next program he has. I want that coaching. I want to go deeper, but I knew I was like, I can't do it. It didn't make sense for me right then, but I put it on this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And it did. And I am in it. And by the way, re-upped. You knew I was going to do that though. You knew, we talked about it. Okay. You knew.
Yes. Okay. We had a goal of what we had to hit.
We did.
So you could re-up and we hit it.
And we hit it. Yeah, there you go. I learned so much from that, but there have been several programs where I've said to myself, this is the one for me. It's not for me yet. It might be a monetary thing, honestly, but I stayed focused. And when it came in time again, I joined. So I want you to know that, and I also stayed in the know with them and their Facebook, their emails, so that I was ready to go when it happened and I was primed and ready for it. So there's several like that. So I want you to know that like if you came to the summit for the first time and you just found us, which a lot of people did, hello, you're part of our community now. You're part of Roxtalks. Well, welcome. And we're excited. So stay connected so that if you, so when you're ready, I should say, you're there. And then also if you're like, Roxanne, I need something different and you want to talk that through, message me. We can talk through that. I can either send you to someone who gives us something different or let you know if I provide that. If you're in social stories, we said that already. Congratulations. Welcome. Awesome. It's going to be a fun ride, and just don't feel like you need to do all of it at one time, because that's not possible. That's not going to be successful.
No. And that's one big thing we learned, because we used to sell it as a 6-week program. And we're like, wait a second, like, let's break this down even further. And a year seems like a lot, but it is not a lot. And it's juicier. Like, you start seeing results within 6 weeks if you're applying it, but then it just gets better and better and better. And you can be maybe the student on the panel next year who's talking about her success that she's had. And like, that was so fun to highlight that. And I jumped on for a little while just to hear like where those women started, whether they were Scared Sandra or Spammy Tammy, and like saying like where they were and now where they're at now. So that was really cool to see. That was
really cool. You know, you said something about 6 weeks, and it's so true. Back that, like, at first I felt compelled to do what people wanted, which is like, I want the quick gratification. I want it fast. I want it like now. And then I'm like, you know what? No. Yes, you'll see results, but you need to be in the program for a year to really soak it up. And so I'm like, yeah, this might make you go, a year, forget it. New York City, get a rope, but I know what I'm talking about. So we're just calling it what it is.
Well, and the bonus is like, we talk about the trends, because Instagram and Facebook change. So we are cognizant of that. Now. It changes a lot faster than it used to. So we had to adjust too, to be like, okay, how can we keep you guys all up to speed on what's happening and what changes, and how can you tweak your strategy? Or like with hashtags, maybe you don't have to tweak it as much as you thought. So
yeah, so true. So true. So we've got you. You're stuck with us. So you decide like what level you want to be stuck with us, but you're stuck with us. So hey, good to see you.
Hey, we're here.
We should mention, if your engagement sucks, for those of you, especially if you're like not in social stories, if your engagement sucks, we got something for you.
Yes. For those people who want maybe the next step of something free, they're not quite ready for, full commitment. We have a free 3-part engagement training
series, maybe thing. Yeah. It's going to break down for you. Yeah. Why it sucks and how to get more engagement on your social media. And it is free. Look at that. It is, just go to socialstoriesmembership.com/engagement.
And I'm just going to say this. I'm going to call this out a little bit. So when you opt in, you will, I'm just going to say it, you get invited to a paid product we have that is so freaking juicy. People have been buying it and loving it. So it's engagement prompts that sell. So it's engagement prompts for stories for like 400 days.
Yeah.
And I just want you guys to know it's hiding in there for you. You unlock it. If you want it, take it. If you don't, leave it. Who cares? Come get it later. But oh my God, that's so juicy. And that's a smaller way to kind of invest in yourself and get going and get some traction.
For sure. So good. So good. All right. Behind the scenes. You ready?
I'm ready.
So first of all, I have to say that I'm a little matchmaker.
Why?
So when I was in the airport going to Oregon, when I got to Portland, when we're going to McMinnville is where we hung out, the Hallmark movie place. But I got there before my sisters. And so I had some meetings. I was like, I'm going to do a couple coaching calls. Shout out, by the way, to Hugh and Grace, who they had their Cabo trip, their reward Cabo trip. Yeah, it's going on. Like, technically it's going on right now. And I'm just so excited for the ladies in social stories who've earned it, and not everyone else as well too. So that's shout out to y'all. And then shout out to Modere, who had they're having it right now, their conference, convention, whatever you want to call it. So they're having a good time. But anyhow, I was meeting with a couple of Hugh and Grace. I advocates. And then I met with Brittany Jean, the photographer.
Okay.
Yes, our photographer, our brand photographer, who's amazing. Anyhow, she and I had a little meetup. And I don't remember all of it because by then I was no longer driving and I started the weekend. But I do want to tell you this. I was telling her how great Elena is. And I was like, girl, you need, like, I know you've had issues with finding the right copywriter, right? And I'm like, she's amazing. She's amazing. So I introduced them and I'm on the email watching the two of them matchmake, right? So apparently Brittany is going to be in New York and she's like, we should meet up.
No way.
Yes. Immediately.
So Talia can get her photos.
I don't know if they're going to do all that, but yeah, but you know how Talia feels about Brittany's photos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to meet up next week, I think, or something crazy. They're working on what side of New York do you live in. That was like, I was looking at that while we started the podcast. I'm like, oh, how cool is that?
That is so cute. I've also been doing some matchmaking.
What?
Not with people, but with like people to careers.
I catch. Keep going.
I'm going to let you finish your song.
I'm just, behind the scenes. Jobs. Tell me more.
So I have been running my online business management for like 3.5 years now. And I started off as just a virtual assistant. And this is some behind the scenes of my life. I'm actually a physical therapist assistant. I was licensed. I practiced with patients for about 7 years and I burned out. I hated it. I loved people. And that's why I went into it and then realized, oh my God, like this is a hot mess. So I had switched. I started my own business from scratch and I trained my cousin 2 years ago to start doing what I was doing. So she's doing that. And then this week, I literally had 2 women come to me like, how can I do this? How can I get started? Like, you really inspire me. And I take that as like the highest compliment ever. And so I've been sharing with 2 women, like how to get started on their own thing. And like, oh my God, I'm like impacting other people's lives.
And it's like way. Women's Month, And it was so I just love that you're helping. Yeah. That is awesome. And you would listen, they saw you and you're inspired by you. There might be something there for you. You might need to think about that.
I have thought about that. That's actually how my business ended up going more in the direction of online business management because I was going to do like some coaching stuff and it's just not, it doesn't light me up. Like this lights me up working like with like powerhouse women and kind of being behind the scenes. That is what I found really lights me up. So, and I don't mind like helping them kind of for free and getting them started and all of that. So that isn't cool because in my human design, you guys know how much we love this. I am actually here. Like my purpose is to inspire other people by just being me. That's it.
Wow.
And I'm getting kind of chills talking about it. And I'm like, oh my God, look, it's happening. Like I'm literally doing this career for me and I'm impacting other people. And it just blows my mind.
Oh, I love that, Taryn. And I laugh when you said behind the scenes. Cause I'm like, behind the scenes, is she's on camera in the podcast.
Yes, but still, like it's Roxtalks, not Taryn talks.
But she does talk.
I do talk.
She talks.
And we also need to talk about that it's our birthday month.
It is. In fact, my birthday is tomorrow.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Podcast come out? No,
my birthday was last week.
Might have happened already by the time you guys are listening to this. Where are you going for your birthday? I saw it on your calendar.
Vegas, baby. In fact, I leave for Vegas in 4 days. So it's the 10th right now when we're recording this. We don't mind telling y'all when we record. So I'm going to Vegas. I'm going back to Cali. No, I don't think so. I'm going to Vegas. So I'm excited about that. We're going to do 4 days in Vegas. No one is performing, which is a little sad. There's no one there. But we're going to go to a comedy show. It's going to be fine. And then
Thunder Down Under.
Yeah, Scott and I are going to Thunder Down Under. I should tell him that. I should put that on the calendar. He'll be like, what the? What inspired you, darling, in your exercise journey?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Shame on. This will be the one episode he listens to. So we're going to go. I'm excited. We have a spa day. And what you don't know about Scott is he's meathead meets metrosexual. It's the first thing I thought when I met him. And that is who he is. So he loves he's like, he's at the gym right now doing boxing, but he loves like, we'll watch a
Little
QVC beauty show
facial.
together. And he's like, I need more Josie Marin. Yeah, that's just totally him. So please don't slide into his DMs selling him beauty products. That's Taryn, not him. But so we're going to the spa and he doesn't know. I said, do not mess with the calendar. Do not, because he's always the like practical one. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. We're going. But we're going to do this pod thing. Do you remember I told you about this at Canyon Ranch Spa? What they do, they're the only place in North America that has this. It's this like, I kind of consider it like a waterbed bathtub type thing. Anyhow, they put the most wonderful scrub on you. It smells so good, like honey and something else. And then they put lotion on. They give you a massage. I don't remember the order because I was just in a daze. You take a shower at some point during this. Anyhow, they wrap you like in this oil and the stuff, and then they wrap you into this cocoon. It's called a cocoon. And they lower you down into it. So you're like suspended in water. It's the best.
Are you sure? Like that sounds scary. I'm scared.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. My sisters, we did it when we went to Vegas for Christmas, and then you come out of it and then it's like amazing. So
massage drunk, like self-care drunk.
Totally drunk. And so we're going to be doing that one day. He doesn't know he's doing it. I'm like, we're going to the spa, but then
it's your birthday, you get to decide.
Exactly. This is also the spa place that has the, like you jump into the cold and the hot and the cold and the hot. I feel like I was on The Bachelor because I just did that, but in Iceland, same thing. I'm just doing it in Vegas. So hot, cold before that as well too. So I'm excited about that. And then we're also going back to the nacho place called Nacho Daddy.
Oh my God. Can we have our company retreat after we rent the house? The next one's in Vegas so we can eat nachos.
Yeah. I'm beginning to wonder if we just need to do it in Vegas.
Would Brittany come do a photo shoot for us?
Would Brittany come do a photo shoot for us in Vegas? I feel like she would. Still would need like a location that's not Vegas for all the things.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they have beautiful homes there.
I'm sure they do. And since the guy's not getting back to me, I don't know. We need to do this soon though. So we got to figure this out.
Yes. Well, your birthday plans are making me feel really stupid about mine.
Oh, you just went to Florida. What are you doing?
Well, so yesterday I went out with my girlfriend whose birthday is 3 days before mine. And so her mom and my mom are best friends and they had us. She's a year and 3 days older than me. Okay. And so we've known each other my entire life. And so the last few years, either one of us was pregnant or COVID. Like, so we haven't gotten to do like a birthday celebration, and she is in town. She lives in Tennessee. In Nashville, and she's in town. So I was like, let's go out to eat. There's this new, like amazing steakhouse, like the kind of steakhouse where you order your steak and it's like $50 and you get no sides, like that kind.
Yeah.
It's not a normal thing in Michigan. So
let me clarify. That is not, it is in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor has some great places like that. Continue.
Yes. Well, and now we're on the map as well. We have one. So we did that last night and had so much fun connecting. She has recently gone through a divorce and lost 50 pounds. Like, I just got to like see and hear about her transformation, and it blows my mind, like where she's at. And I'm so happy for her. So that was fun. So we did that. That was our first like birthday party thing. And then literally I don't have any plans.
But that's okay. You still have time. You have a couple weeks.
I know, but like my husband works now. So I'm like, I don't even know how to plan anything. Like if I planned something, it would be without him. And that makes me feel kind of sad. So I don't know. I kind of want a spa day. Like that would be.
Well, then do that. That's something you do on your own. You won't feel bad. Spa day.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, I'm working on your birthday gift. And so tell me what spa.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
For real?
Why? No, just for the podcast listeners. And I'm like, psych, I'm going to send you a message on. Yeah, that's perfect. Because I've been like, what do I want to get her? Yeah, that's perfect. So
that's what I want. Yes, a spot it. And speaking of birthday presents, yours, you need to go down and check with your doorman. Your first one arrived today, like way earlier than I thought.
What?
I thought it would come after your vacation.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm excited.
You're welcome. It's just something little to start. So.
Something little. Okay. So when it comes to spa things, is there anything you do not like to do?
I've never gone to the spa.
What? Okay. So am I picking it or you're picking it? I'm worried about your picker.
I don't know. I'm very Well, I mean, I know which one I want to go to because I go there for waxing and everything else, but
Wait,
I've never gone like
real spa, or is it like a small town
it's
spa?
like a salon like that has they have like their salon and then they have what's called the Oasis.
I'm going to need you to send me the link.
Okay. You do the research for me because I'm a
I will.
newbie. Maybe I'm completely wrong. It's not a spa.
How far are you able to go?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I could go to Grand Rapids, which is our closest big town.
How far is Grand Rapids?
Like 40 minutes.
Okay. So send me the one you think, and then I will decide.
Okay. Thank you for helping me.
I'm just a little bit doubtful about the look. It could be fine. And what day do you want to go?
Let me get back to you on that.
Okay, get back to me on that.
Because I'll have to get childcare.
Yeah, I'll do some research. But yes. Yay, I'm excited. I'm so
I guess I just speak what I want into existence. I would also like $10,000.
I usually say $1 million when something happens like that. I'm like, oh, I'm ready for $1 million. 10,000 is way too small. Let's get a little bigger.
Okay.
Okay.
$1 million.
Here you go.
Also behind the scenes, we are refinancing our home loan because rates are so good and our house has gone up $100,000. And so there we go. Like, look at that. I'm already getting part of what I'm asking for.
That's amazing. Have you appraised it since you did all the changes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah. Awesome.
And so we're still going to do our basement. So it's going to go up even more. I'm like, oh, yes.
Where are you going to have your office while they're doing the basement?
It would have to be upstairs. I would have to put it in my bedroom. It used to be in my bedroom. It's just not as, I had like a tiny corner.
I think I remember when it was in the bedroom, I think.
Probably I had like a rectangle thing on the wall.
Was that when the door didn't close and open?
No, that was when I was in the basement.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We have a door now. It has a lock.
Congrats.
Oh gosh.
You gotta go.
Fun.
So we
gotta go.
We gotta go. You guys are amazing. You're not ahead. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, which is listening to this as well too.
I hope you like being in our world.
Yes, we have a lot of exciting episodes coming up. So you're going to love all of it. Just so you know, you're going to hear, we're going to have some guests on. It's going to be great. And
stay on the lookout for a rebrand because it's happening. So
it's probably already happened by the time you listen to this. So check it out at Roxtalks.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you're not ahead. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. See you next week for another episode of Roxtalks. Bye.